Secretariat and staff of ReMUN, delegates and sponsors. My name is Jack Davison, and it has been my pleasure to serve as your Undersecretary General of Conference for the first iteration of ReMUN, ReModel United Nations. This has been a remarkable day. For one, rarely do local conferences experience such a diverse range of delegates from so many different countries, all discussing the problems of humanity. To those from Asia, South America, North America, and Europe, thank you for taking the virtual journey to BC to partake in the conference. Secondly, looking past all the problems we had with delegates, we were still able to pull through and deliver an entertaining, engaging, and compelling 8 hours of deliberation. Whether you were dealing with the social crisis in Socham or the refugee crisis in NATO, you've all put together resolutions and passed them with grace. Although the success of ReMUN is extremely important not only to ourselves, but to the others affiliated with our conference as well, I would like to pause for a moment to consider not what makes a conference a successful one, but what constitutes a failure. Having been to many conferences ourselves, the Secretariat team knows that there is no such thing as an overnight success, especially in the world of Model United Nations. To believe so is a fallacy, a myth that has been peddled into the world by the Kim Kardashians, who have been virally catapulted to fame. As such, as we get to the end of the day, I would like to focus on the work we have put in to take us towards success, towards our goals. There are 3 words that constitute the definition of failure: lack of success. In our lives, we can't fear failure. We can't fear imperfection. To do so means that we don't value the growth and learning that comes with it. It means we don't value experience or struggle. So with that being said, to the founder of the conference, Oliver Gao, your passion and drive for delivering the best possible conference is awe-inspiring and motivating. I know that you will continue to do great things in the world of Model UN one day, and I wish you all the best. To the rest of you, thank you for working so diligently alongside me to facilitate the first iteration of ReModel United Nations. So with that being said, the Secretary General is now going to talk about the schedule of the closing ceremony.
Good afternoon, delegates and staff members. Welcome back to the closing ceremony. Despite difficulties with committee changes in the morning, I hope you all had a day full of productive debate in your final committees. Although a few of you may not have even read about your new topics, you still persevered and found a way to adapt to a completely different committee and still excel. During this closing ceremony, I'll talk about awards, and our USG of committees, Joey Sun, as well as our Chief of Staff, Sonia Tagarova, will introduce the staff teams, who will announce the awards for our committees. Before we proceed, however, I'd like to give out some brief acknowledgements. Firstly, I want to thank my secretariat team that has stuck with the conference since last November. Sonia, Ash, and Megan. Despite bringing you guys onto the team with no experience of working together, you guys all surprised me time and time again with your enthusiasm and commitment to bringing your best. Even through the ups and downs of changing from a physical conference to a virtual one, you guys stuck with us and continued working hard. Thank you for being so proactive and making sure I didn't have to do all the work. Jack, Joey, and Sunny. Being in the same school, I was glad to have friends that shared my vision of bringing a Model UN conference to our community. Thank you for taking my idea seriously when I didn't even know what it would look like myself. You took painstaking effort in coordinating with Meadow Ridge School while we were a physical one conference and continued to share this passion after ReMUN was created. Sunny, thank you for listening to my idea for a one-day MUN conference all those months ago at CASMUN 2019. I never thought you'd remember it, but inspiring me to follow up on this idea with your eagerness after the conference was something that started us both on this long journey till today. We've shared countless laughs with your passion for graphic design and Photoshop, and I don't regret one bit of exhausting every stock image on the internet of city skylines for our Instagram posts. Lastly, thank you to the staff teams that spent so many hours on our background guides. Although 2 of them were not put to great use today, that does not discredit in the slightest the preparation you put into your committees. To Noah, Shirley, Cynthia, Ahmad, and Rachel, although you didn't get to experience truly staffing today, your dedication to the would-be delegates of our conference has shown me that there is nothing but success ahead of you in your MUN careers going forward. For the rest of the team, thank you for accommodating the new delegates and leading your committee sessions so well. With that, I'd like to pass it on to the USG of Committees, Joey Sun.
Hello, my name is Joey Sun, and I am the USG of Committees. A little more than a year ago, ReMUN was just an idea in the mind of a few students. But today, that idea, that dream, has been made a reality. The journey of ReMUN was a unique one. It originated as an in-person conference named MDRMUN after the school it was to be held in. Although it was planned for April of 2020, the virus brought some unexpected circumstances. COVID's presence threatened the very existence of MDRMUN, and the Secretariat team had to make a choice, whether to abandon the project or to gamble on transforming it into an online conference. Needless to say, we chose to gamble. But everything was uncertain. Even a few months ago, or a few weeks ago, we had doubts of whether our efforts would pay off. The fact that we all are here proves our gamble to be the right decision. I would like to then thank the members of the Secretariat team individually. Although we seldomly met due to COVID, your efforts were paramount to making the conference what it is today. To Megan, you had to process more emails than anyone on the Secretariat team. From delegate registration to questions about the conference, you were essential to the delegate experience. To Jack, thanks for solving many of the logistical problems that we faced. In the early days of ReMUN, you were everywhere, scheduling meetings left and right, all while having many other things to attend to. To Sunny, your aptitude for technology is a much appreciated one. The man behind the logo, website, and ceremonies simply cannot be replaced by anyone else. I could never imagine being as knowledgeable as digital designing as you are. To Ash, thank you for providing the conference with sponsors. Without you, the conference may not have had the resources to go on. Working with exterior organizations was a complicated feat, but yet you prevailed. To Oliver, you are the heart of the conference, managing everything. From the beginning to the end, you pushed the conference through. The road bumps along the way never fazed you a tiny bit, and now your project has come to fruition. To Sonia, thank you for working closely with me and the staff team to gear up for the day of the conference. Even when you were far away from us, unable to schedule meetings at the same time as the rest of us, you still worked your hardest. Each and every one of you devoted your heart and soul to this project. and I cannot be more thankful. To the staff team, collaborating all of you has been quite enjoyable. Your cooperation has been near impeccable. From responding to my messages to executing every given task, you were definitely brilliant. Thank you. I would now like to invite our Chief of Staff to present her speech.
It is often stated by many delegates that Model UN isn't just a hobby or an after-school activity, but a passion which they pursue from their early school years through university and beyond. Many even learn through MUN what kind of career they want in the end. Today, I've once again seen all these things come to life. Beginner delegates trying their hand at Model UN, and more experienced ones honing their debate and diplomacy skills. As stated by our USGF committees, the conference has changed in all ways possible from the very beginning. However, what remained the same was the dedication our secretariat and staff showed throughout this whole process. I still remember the first time I met my fellow secretariat members and was thrilled to watch a completely new conference built from the ground up. I would like to give special thanks to the people who made this amazing event possible and who worked with me for almost a year to create what you see today. To Oliver, thank you for considering my application back in September of 2019. Back then, I had no experience as a secretariat member, and I'm incredibly happy that you chose to give me this position and have worked closely with me for all these months. Organizing a conference is no small task, and I congratulate you on achieving this monumental event. To Megan, you were the cement that held this conference together. When all of the other secretariats slept, you were busy sending emails to delegates and creating spreadsheets with all the registrations. Thank you for working around the clock, literally, and keeping track of any issues that we had, making sure that all the attendees were ready by today. To Ash, Sunny, and Jack, while everybody had tasks delegated to them, you were the ones who came up with ideas and designs, and who made the conference what it is today. By working as our USGF conference outreach and design, you proposed idea after idea to help make our conference a reality, especially when times suddenly changed. Finally, to Joey, as a chief of staff, I worked closely with you from day one and have exchanged countless messages and hours of video calls leading up to today. You have demonstrated a great knowledge of MUN and shown immense dedication to the project by always thinking of the conference, no matter what. To the staff team, although today was difficult at the beginning, and many of you were forced to step down, I still commend your efforts throughout this long 7 months. Rachel, Ahmad, Cynthia, Noah, and Shirley, although you weren't able to experience the full spectrum of your responsibilities, I still commend you on your work on the backgrounders and for staying on track and making sure that the delegates had the best experience possible. To the rest of you, thank you for your flexibility in accommodating the new delegates and giving them a chance to debate and grow. I'd like to send out a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you, since you stayed with us through thick and thin and the greatest changes and worked tirelessly on all your tasks. Thank you to everybody who made this possible and who put in numerous hours to make today a success. With this, we will now move into the best part of the ceremony, the closing ceremonies awards. I'd like to call the Director of DISEC, Noah Wong, to present his speech and awards for the committee.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Noah Wong, and for the past 7 months, I've had the honor of serving as the Director of the Armament and International Security Committee, otherwise known as DISEC. Alongside my chair, Cynthia Wang, and Assistant Director Shirley Zhang, our team worked hard to craft a backgrounder on the critical topic of the impact of climate change on global security. Though our committee did not go as planned, we'd like to recognize the hard work of our 3 delegates. Each one of you did an amazing job transitioning to NATO without any preparation and representing your new countries. You truly embodied the spirit of Model United Nations. Now on to awards. Though awards are not a representation of all the hard work that each of you put in to our committees, the Distinguished Delegate Award goes to New Zealand.
I would now like to invite the Director of SOCHM, Darren Yang, to present his speech and award.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening. My name is Darren Yang, and it's been my absolute pleasure to serve as the Director of the Social, Cultural, and Humanitarian Committee at ReMUN 2020. Today has truly been a world of wonders, excitement, and especially fatigue. This committee session was filled with many ups, downs, and interesting discussions on the topic about modern slavery. Whether it was an intense back and forth about Western colonialism, which may have ended with some personal attacks, or a discussion about the marvelous human rights supported by China and North Korea, every minute was enjoyable. Apart from the poor adjective choice by quite a few people, not just the chair, we were still able to pass resolution paper and never had to resort to the boring secondary speakers list. However, none of this would have been possible without the help of some phenomenal people. First, I must thank my wonderful chair, Vanessa Liu, for your impeccable management of the committee. Despite your questionable adjectives, I couldn't imagine what the committee would be like without you. Second, my assistant director, Brandon Chan. Your attention to details and incredible typing speed is what led to the success of our committee. Without you, the committee would not have been as successful as it was. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, awards. This may sound generic, but I truly mean it when I say do not feel down for not receiving an award. I really wish I could give every single one of you an award purely for your effort, engagement, and dedication, and being able to drag yourself out of bed to attend an online conference. What matters most is your growth, your advancement of your Model UN career, and the friendships you're able to forge throughout the day. With that said, the awards are as follows. Honorable mention goes to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Outstanding delegate goes to China, and finally, the best delegate awards goes to the United Kingdom. Thank you.
I would now like to call upon the Director of NATO, Emily Batty, to present her speech and awards.
So I'm Emily, and I'm the Director of NATO, as Sonia said, and today was certainly an interesting one. We started off with a whole 5 delegates, and gratefully, HCC and DISEC decided their committees weren't cool enough, so they came over to NATO. Therefore, we had 4 delegates that basically had no idea what they were talking about because they completed no research beforehand about the topic. Despite this, they performed fantastically, and I thank DISEC and HCC directors for letting them join our committee. Overall, it was an interesting day of debate with Costa Rican storms, brothers playing 2K taking up Denmark's Wi-Fi, and me furiously trying to read clusters of ideas to approve them into working papers. Now, onto the part everyone is waiting for, awards. First, I want to start off by saying that everyone did an amazing job, and if I could give everyone in the committee an award, I would, but Sonia won't let me, so I have to say the next 3 awards. The Honorable Mention Award in this committee goes to someone that consistently participated, introduced ideas, and encouraged fruitful debate. The Honorable Mention Award today is going to go to the delegation of Germany. The Outstanding Delegate Award in this committee goes to someone that impressed us all with his passionate and sometimes a little bit on the loud side speeches. Congratulations to the delegation of France. And lastly, the most esteemed, the Best Delegate Award. This delegate did amazing all day. She wrote clauses, she debated important topics, and introduced fantastic solutions to modern problems. The delegate will therefore win the $400 scholarship, and I'm happy to give the scholarship and the Best Delegate Award to the delegation of Denmark. Thank you.
I would now like to call upon the Director of HCC, Ahmed Shams, to present his awards and speech.
Dear delegates and fellow staff members, the process leading up to ReMUN 2020 was full of ups and downs, but eventually we got there. Or so I thought. Unfortunately, because of the world's circumstances and considering that this is an international meeting, the participation of our committee was strained. Because of this, we sadly had to dissolve our committee. However, we would like to take this opportunity to thank our only delegate, the delegate of the United Kingdom, who despite being half the world away, still came to the conference ready to debate. That being said, we would like to present our Distinguished Delegate Award to the Delegate of the United Kingdom.
Finally, I would just like to say thank you once again for attending the first iteration of ReMUN 2020. To the winners of the committees, congratulations. Your certificates will be sent out shortly, so expect to receive those in your inbox within the next few days. We will be contacting the winners of Best Delegate in the next few days as well to redeem your FDT scholarships. I know that I work closely with FDT while preparing for other speeches I've given, and that they do a thorough, diligent, and great job preparing you for your future public speaking career. Now, I know that I'm not one of the most experienced Undersecretary Generals of conference, such as many others who have filled this very role, but I do know that it has been a pleasure and an honor to be here with you today. To the winners of the awards, you deserve them. Congratulations. To those who didn't, I hope that you still continue your journey as a participant of MUN and realize that your chance is just around the corner. I can't wait to see where this journey takes you. So that being said, thank you once again for participating in ReModel United Nations, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.